has the chance to do the same for the Clippers. Meanwhile, that other LA team and LeBron, well, they missed out on convincing Kawhi to become a Laker, which may hurt the Kings' chance at a fourth title. The Athletic's Frank Isola wrote this about Kawhi. He's already a two-time NBA Finals MVP who knew that going to the Lakers and winning with the purple and gold would have enhanced LeBron's legacy more than anything. Imagine winning a title with the Clippers while preventing LeBron from getting another ring. That would put Kawhi in a different stratosphere. This move was about Kawhi's legacy and plotting his own future. We are joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Good morning. Good morning. How do you think Kawhi and LeBron's legacies are impacted by Kawhi's decision?
I do agree with Frank. And the way their legacies are impacted is whoever wins out. I mean, we have to wait and see how they win. If one of them wins the championship with this team, they will become the first star to lead three separate teams to an NBA championship.
Well, considering that Kawhi wasn't the star of the Spurs.
He was Finals MVP.
So he was the star of that team?
He was one of them. I would give him credit. Okay. I would give him credit. He was a Finals MVP.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
He was emerging. So I would give him credit.
Go back and break it down. I want you to one day
explain
to me how he won the MVP.
He defended LeBron. Granted, he didn't shut him down. We know 28-7, but he averaged 17 points.
He
went from averaging 12
Tony Parker
points.
averaged 18.
He went from average 17, 18, but Tony Parker didn't play the defense that Kawhi played.
Okay, but Tim
Even
Duncan
though a great defender never shuts down a great scorer. You just make it tough on him.
28, 8, and 8, or whatever it is.
No, LeBron got his, but he did make it tough on him.
He did.
Kawhi's a good defender.
Okay.
So, but even if you take that, okay, so Kawhi already, for LeBron, let me go back to LeBron. If LeBron were to lead his third team to a championship, it's another argument, even though I've said I don't think he'll pass Jordan, there is an argument to be made for LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Longevity, the era, Jordan didn't have the super team era, and this would be another argument for LeBron. You led three separate teams to the championship. For Kawhi, you're already the only player to ever win Finals MVP in two separate conferences. Because remember when Kareem did it for Milwaukee, they were actually in the West at that time. And if Kawhi went to the Clippers, if he won it this year coming up, to go to teams in back-to-back years that not only have never won a championship, but never even been to the finals and win titles, that would be huge for him. Now, how would that impact LeBron if Kawhi wins this year? If LeBron begins to age and we see it on the court, wow, he's just not the same. His numbers dip. This isn't going to impact him. It's just he got old. Right. Like everybody gets old, so that wouldn't impact him. But if he's still putting up the numbers and playing great and they lose, don't get to the finals, now maybe some people will bring in the question, well, was he just running through the East, which was weak at that time? He's in the West, can't get to the finals. So that's how it could impact him. For Kawhi, so I know you put on the tees who needs the title more. Both of them are made men. We know that. But LeBron, I would say more just because the expectations are always higher for him. Kawhi, as great as he's been, he not yet is being mentioned in the breath of, he's been compared to Jordan because of the way they play, but he's not in Jordan. He's not even being really compared historically to Kobe, LeBron, Durant,
Magic, yeah.
Bird, right, you know what I mean? Now, he could get there. That's one of the things. If he wins, you begin to start, okay, maybe he is in that group. But for LeBron, he's already in that group, so the expectations are always going to be higher for him. So there's always more of a burden on him to win.
I want to look at it because everybody seems to look at it from Kawhi's perspective. Let me look at it from LeBron's perspective. And I want to ask Frank, I don't know Frank Isola, Skip, I know you know him, and I'm sure you know him also. What happens if LeBron wins a title and prevents Kawhi? How does that help LeBron and impact him? Because we just...
Impact Kawhi?
Yeah.
It's like I just said. I agree it would be a huge victory for LeBron,
why are we
but
putting those two guys in the same set?
Kawhi's lower, though. That's the thing. He's not viewed as good.
Nor should he be.
You know the good book.
You know the
good book. What does it say? To whom? He just fronting when he quotes it.
Too much is given, much is required.
Okay, who's been given, as great as Kawhi is physically, who's been given more physical gifts?
We took it.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Who's been given the more mental, the basketball IQ, the court vision? LeBron James.
And who's been
so much is given, much is required.
And who's been given the sneaky gene? Trying to recruit KD.
Thank you. I tried to warn you. I tried to tell you for a year.
No, LeBron is much more upfront.
Yeah.
Look, I'm recruiting.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him Kawhi in the weeds.
The sneaky
You're right
gene.
about that.
Guerrilla warfare.
You're right.
Sneaky Pete.
Yeah. Oh, Kawhi. Man, Kawhi don't say much. He on the phone. Hey, Kyrie, what's up? KD, you good? Jimmy, what you gonna do, man? Yeah.
You know his slogan, board man
That's
gets
a
paid?
good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Board man gets paid. It's actually chessboard man gets paid, right? Because he's playing
He's
chess.
sneaking in the mud.
Right.
You know what? Look,
That's right.
it's hard for me, Skip, Chris and Skip. You know, Kawhi doesn't have any regular season MVPs.
That's true.
That's good. I mean, it's hard for you to have, okay, you have 3 finals MVP with no regular season MVPs. I mean, there's a reason why Shaq, named the guy that has 1 regular season MVP, is thought of as the GOAT in any sport. Now, the only guy that comes into mind, people say Barry Bonds, but it's hard because Barry not only doesn't have any titles, but he has 7 MVPs.
I was going to say, yeah.
But you look at Gretzky.
And baseball is different.
Gretzky has titles and he has MVPs. Jordan has titles and he has MVPs. Brady, the same thing. So it's going to be hard for Kawhi because Bird got 3-3. He don't have 3 finals MVPs, but he has 3 regular season. Magic has 3 MVPs. LeBron has 4. How does he, first of all, I don't even know how he gets into the top 10. LeBron's in the top 5 and ain't going nowhere.
He's a ways, I think Kawhi is a ways from getting in that conversation. But it could happen if they keep
Stop it.
Well,
Stop it. Just stop it. You're offending me.
Yeah, you're
Hold on. If he, look, I agree. He's not, nobody, historically speaking, we're not comparing him to LeBron at this point. Or Kobe even at this point, okay? But if he keeps winning, and it recently became fashionable to what? Compare him to who? Michael Jordan. Not that he's as good, but the style of play, he's not nearly as graceful and elegant as Jordan's game was. But if he keeps winning, then that might become a conversation top 10.
You're both missing the biggest point.
What's that?
It was almost 2 a.m. Eastern time when a stealth bomb got dropped by Sneaky Pete. And it damaged, that stealth bomb damaged 2 legacies, LeBron's and his, because I applaud him. He took the much tougher fork in the road because he went to the left. He went to the stepchild.
Right.
And he did choose to join forces with another guy who had snubbed LeBron, and they decided, let's go home, because it's our home, it's not his.
Right.
And let's go share his building, and let's go up against him. I applaud that, because that took some measure of guts. But the cowardly way was actually the smarter way, because I had to live with this man for 5 straight days last week, throwing parades on his side of the table. It was over. It was going to be 3 more titles for LeBron James because they were going to be the prohibitive favorite. And you were just shaming me, saying I was going to have to live with this for the next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. In perpetuity, these 3 were going to be arm in arm in arm, winning championships, dominating this league. So in one fell swoop, all of a sudden, he takes the left fork. And it's going to hurt his legacy because I don't know that he can win a championship going it alone, even with a guy I've called George Paul occasionally. I don't know if that's enough. They're a good team. They might be a tick above the Lakers right now. But what happened was, boom, stealth bomb. It leveled the playing field for everybody. It made everybody kind of the same. I like the Lakers. I like the Clippers. And I'm starting to like Denver. And I love Utah. And we can just keep going down the line. It's wide open thanks to one decision that could have gone completely the other way into super team. And, man, you want to talk about a legacy? What if LeBron, let's just do the hypothetical best case. What if he won 3 more championships to get to 6-6? Then you could argue, hey, he won as many as Jordan, and he doubled Jordan in finals appearances. He's 12-6. It would be staggering to me, and I couldn't argue against it because I would try. Definitely, I would try to 6-0. Exactly. But again, it would be such a number of 12 finals, 6-6.
Right.
And again, would it be fair? No, it wouldn't be fair because they super teamed the whole NBA.
This wouldn't be the super team.
What?
This Lakers team.
No, he was saying that Kawhi had Jordan.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But you would have eliminated the Clippers because then they don't get number 2 or Paul George, right?
Yeah.
And they're flailing. They're scrambling to sign all the guys that you just signed, right? And trying to put something together for maybe 2020, you know, like.
Yeah, they'd have been almost unbeatable because that's what made Golden State unbeatable.
Right.
Is that they had Clay, Steph, and KD. And so even if you had 2 superstars like LeBron and Kyrie, or the Trailblazers, or whomever else, Skip, you couldn't do anything with them because they had 3.
So I'm not sure. I told you earlier, I seriously doubt LeBron will win another championship. Their best shot will be this year because Father Time is starting to tap him on the shoulder, and we'll see. But he doesn't have enough firepower that they're the dominant team. So it's no done deal that he's going to go win a championship. You better do it now. Maybe I'll give you 2 shots the next year, but that's going to be
We
it.
don't pay attention to Father Time.
Yeah, okay.
We slammed the door in his face.
There's one more
He
guy.
slammed the door on your toe last year, I think.
There's one more guy, and right now, and I get it, you might laugh, okay? But this move could have an impact on his legacy as well. Steph Curry. If he can prove, right? Because I think with a healthy Clay, I don't write off Golden State. I'm not, like you said, they're not the favorites by any stretch. But if they can get through this West and win a championship, whereas if Kawhi had gone to the Lakers, it was over.
Yeah.
Right? Steph was not going to win any more titles, most likely. But now, if he, like you said, the playing field's even, if he can lead that Golden State team to a championship, now his legacy, that's when you, again, start talking top 10.
Okay,
with Steph.
unless Clay's the MVP of the finals.
And it could be Clay. I think for both of them, it's huge, but obviously Steph's their leader, their team. But yeah, maybe Clay's the finals MVP.
No
Excellent
parades for
points.
you.
Oh, we go to parade.
Yeah.
Coming
Really?
through Beverly Hills, yep.
Really? Through